So lads, Caitlin Clark needs to find a way to buy herself out of this Nike contract. She needs to find a way of doing it because it is getting ridiculous. It's getting absolutely ridiculous. And
Caitlin Clark just did what no other player, even in their wildest hoop dreams, would dare to do. While Michael Jordan built Nike into a global empire, Caitlin just ghosted them like a bad ex. No warning, no soft goodbye, and suddenly Adidas is in the mix with a deal so massive it's shaking the sneaker world to its core. But how did we get here? And why would Nike let their future GOAT walk away? Let's break it down. Caitlin Clark wasn't just a Nike athlete, she was their future. In 2024, she signed a historic 8-year, $28 million 0 cents deal with them. This was supposed to be her Michael Jordan moment. And naturally, after a deal that big, you'd expect the usual playbook. A signature shoe, major campaigns, huge billboards, and lots of hype, right? But instead, all we could hear was crickets. Weeks passed, then months, and somehow Nike still failed to give Caitlin Clark a signature shoe. It kept repeating the same vague promise that said, it's in development. Now, for someone like Caitlin Clark, lighting up arenas and rewriting history, a signature shoe isn't optional. It's the difference between being a brand ambassador and being the brand. And at some point, Nike's delay stopped sounding like development and started feeling like disrespect. But Nike stayed silent. No updates, no campaign, no hype whatsoever. This triggered fans to wonder, how does the most watched female athlete in the world not have her own sneaker yet? That's when the cracks started showing. Insider leaks hit the internet. Analysts started calling it one of Nike's biggest fumbles in years, and suddenly it was all making sense. And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, a former Nike employee who had spent 15 years in the women's division drops a bombshell takedown that catches fire across the internet. In it, he doesn't hold back. He calls Nike's treatment of Caitlin Clark one of the biggest corporate fumbles in sports history. He points out that Nike's stock has dropped nearly 60% since 2021. The exec bonuses were gone, and the brand heat is fading. So in the middle of this identity crisis, they had Caitlin Clark, the hottest name in sports, and they let her sit on the bench.
I'll show you two different charts here. One, your stock price since 2021. It is down nearly 60%. Your executives and the people who are making these decisions, their stock options are worthless. Meanwhile, you have the single biggest needle mover in all of American sports since Michael Jordan, and you have somehow convinced yourself that you need to slow play this.
And then the video took a darker turn. The insider hints at something deeper. He mentions bias in how Nike treats its female athletes.
Let me show you Google Trends search traffic for 4 female basketball players. There is one who only rivals Caitlin Clark, and that is Angel Reese, and you do not have her. She is over at Reebok. I am so confused as to how you would be so invested in the WNBA for several years, and you have been doing great work to try to elevate and uplift that league and many of the athletes there. But this seems like you have convinced yourself that this needs to be an either-or conversation, and we never have an either-or conversation in the men's sports. You have like 10 signature athletes. Half of them don't deserve a signature shoe. And we figure out a way to market them. LeBron James showed up as the chosen one, and you have the chosen one. He got all of the marketing, and yet you still were able to figure out how to market Kobe as well.
And then there's Wilson. No, not Asia Wilson. Wilson Sporting Goods, the basketball brand that actually gets it. While Nike was busy scrambling their PR emails, Wilson was building legacy. They didn't just drop a product. They came up with a whole freaking signature collection.
When you strip away the noise and the bright lights, it's just the game you loved as a kid. Feet on the hardwood, basketball in hand, guiding you, inspiring you, working on the player you dream to be. Because the ball will always bring you back to your favorite place. Calm, focused, and confident. To the place all roads lead, the game of basketball.
Meanwhile, Nike, they had the crown jewel of women's basketball right in their lap and still dropped the ball. And while there's no official word of Caitlin leaving Nike just yet, rumors are heating up. Insiders say Adidas didn't wait around. They saw the opportunity and made their move. They didn't just show up with a contract. Nope, not just a contract. They showed up with a blueprint, a full package, including a signature shoe, full-line, worldwide rollout, social nursed everything, be it holographic sneaker drops, interactive sneaker labs for kids, TikToks, Times Square takeovers, maybe even a drone show if they're feeling spicy. Basically, Adidas is treating Caitlin Clark like what she actually is, the future. And Nike is still stuck in a group chat trying to agree on a font, and that's where it gets deeper than just sneakers and contracts. Because if there is bias in how athletes are being treated, whether it's race, gender, or market politics, then that's not just a marketing misstep. That's a systemic failure.
Bro, when it comes to this whole situation, now Nike seem like they kind of been slowing down with the Caitlin Clark department, man. They hardly talk about her. They don't tweet about her. Hell, they show more love to Asia Wilson, bro. I just gotta keep it real.
It's 2025. Athletes aren't just athletes, they're brands, role models, and walking economies. If you've got someone like Caitlin Clark breaking records, pulling ratings, and literally dragging a league into the spotlight, and you still fumble the rollout, then the question becomes, who are you actually building for? Because whether it's Caitlin, Angel Reese, Aja Wilson, or any other star in the W, one thing should be obvious by now. These women aren't side quests, they are the main event. And if brands can't figure that out, they will soon become irrelevant. So yeah, Adidas saw the moment and they moved. Meanwhile, Nike hesitated. And in the world of sports, sometimes hesitation costs you the game. So what do you think? Did Nike just hand their crown to Adidas on a silver platter? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And trust me, if you care about the future of women's basketball, you're gonna want to stick around. Hit that subscribe button for everything WNBA. From player power moves to league shifting moments you won't see anywhere else.